What is the best area in Dallas to raise a family? This is the exact question my wife and I found ourselves asking just over 2 years ago when we found out we were going to have our first little boy. So in this video, I'll be covering the top 5 best areas for raising a family in Dallas according to niche.com, as well as what kind of home you can expect to get at a few different price points in these areas. You may actually be surprised to find out that in the #1 rated area, you can get a pretty nice home for around $350,000, so crazy affordable. My name is Michael. I own a local real estate brokerage here in the Dallas area, and if you're looking to make a move here, whether it's next week or next year, I'd love to connect. I've helped every single one of these yellow dots find their little piece of Texas, and I'd love to help you too. Just call, text, or shoot me an email. All that info is in the description below. Okay, so we're looking at the top 5 best areas to raise a family according to niche.com. And actually, 3 of the top 5 best areas are all in Richardson, Texas, on the west side of Highway 75, so a very small area. Richardson is a city maybe 15 minutes north of all things Dallas. It's a very convenient location surrounded by highways and tollways, so it's very easy to get around. And Richardson actually happens to be the place where my wife and I ended up moving. And we didn't even know this article existed at the time. But we absolutely love raising our little family here. We tell people about it all the time. So there's some consensus happening. So because 3 of these areas are all in Richardson, I'm going to do this top 5 video a little bit out of order, but I promise it's going to make more sense this way. So to help you best visualize this area, I made this terrible graphic all by myself, but I hope it helps. Okay, here's my beautiful graphic. It has a lot of lines, but I'm going to explain. So #1, right here where it says Arapaho, this is what they're calling the #1 area to raise a family. Directly above that here is the Greenwood Hills neighborhood. This is what they're calling the #5 area. And then catty corner up here to Greenwood Hills, they're calling this the Canyon Creek South neighborhood, though this whole outline here is the Canyon Creek neighborhood, and that's what they're calling the #3 area. So we have 1, 5, and 3 right here. And I'm also going to add this neighborhood here, which is called the Reservation. It connects to both Greenwood Hills and Arapaho, and for whatever reason, niche.com, this is nowhere in their system, so I'm just going to tell you from experience. Any of my clients who bought a house in one of these 2 neighborhoods would have loved to be moving into the Reservation, but the homes are 2 to 3 times the price, and there's just not a lot of inventory in there. The Reservation is actually very on par with the Canyon Creek neighborhood. If I have a client looking in Canyon Creek, we will also be looking in the Reservation. Both of them are around that $550 to $2 million plus price point, but I want to expand this map even further because even though all of these are great areas, if you were to come to me wanting to look in a house, even whether it's Greenwood Hills or in Arapaho Heights, we would definitely be expanding the search, and we would be including everything that I outlined here in red. This is my own personal line of all of these neighborhoods feel pretty similar, so we would be expanding our search here. It's Highway 75, bound by Spring Valley at the bottom, up Coit Road, and actually right here to the west of Coit, this is Dallas. So you would leave Richardson if you crossed Coit, bound to the north by Campbell. You could go up Floyd, which this is University of Texas at Dallas, and then cap to the north on Renner Road. So if you came to me wanting to be in any of these areas, we would be looking in all of this red area. So if you're wanting to set up a search, I would be looking in that whole area. So quick recap, I would say Greenwood Hills and Arapaho, you're looking more in the $350 to $600K, although there are some outliers in both directions. As you move directly out of those down here, there are some larger homes on larger lots that sell north of like $1.5 million, but you can get a lot still around the 400s. And then once you get up to the Canyon Creek neighborhood, and actually specifically Canyon Creek South has 2 of the top rated elementary schools in Richardson, Canyon Creek Elementary and Prairie Creek Elementary. So if your price point's a little higher, from $550 up over $2 million for a new custom build, then you're going to be looking either in Canyon Creek or in the Reservation over here. And I actually, totally unrelated to this, just posted 2 very comprehensive videos all about Richardson, Texas. And this video I'll link here has a good drive-through tour of some of these neighborhoods. Specifically, if you go to the end of the video, you'll see some good drive-through videos of both Canyon Creek and the Reservation. And don't worry, I'll also link these videos at the end so you don't have to scroll back here. So now that you've got a good general idea of these 3 areas, let's rewind and start at #1. Okay, starting at #1, Arapaho, which again we would call Arapaho Heights. This is the #1 best neighborhood to buy a house in Richardson, it says. A+ overall, median home value of $430,400, median rents $1,912. 96% of people here own their homes. The median household income here is around $136,000, and 39% of families have children. Looking at the map here, in the neighborhood you've got Richardson High School as well as Arapaho Classical Magnet School. You can walk through the neighborhood here to get to Heights Park, or if you're willing to cross a busy road, you've got a very cool park here in Cottonwood Park. It's got a large pond for ducks, and the floor of this park is that squishy material that makes you feel like you're jumping on the moon. Now let's take a look at what kind of home you can expect here. Okay, so this is the area we're looking in. These are closed sales in the last 90 days. Let's see, what does 383 get you? almost 1,800 square feet. This is a 3-bed, 3 full bath. This one actually closed for $383, so probably multiple offers. But at least at this point in the market, even when there's multiple offers, you don't have to go crazy over. Sometimes you don't even have to go over at all. But let's take a look. Okay, looks nice, nice and clean. This is exactly what I was hoping for as an example. Yes, this is a great representation. Around 380K, almost 1,800 square feet. And remember, this is in the #1 rated area. Nice big closet. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely move-in ready. Looks like that area back here was converted into a living space. Look at the size of that lot. So that's it. Let's see what else has closed here in the last 90 days. And just so you can see, this is actually live right now. In this area, there is nothing active except this one at 545 for 1,800 square feet, and this one at 585 for about 2,700 square feet. So houses in this area do not sit on the market long. Okay, now we're moving on to the #5 rated, which is just catty corner, if you'll remember, to that last neighborhood. This is Greenwood Hills. It says here the median home value is $324,419. Median rent is $1,316. Both of those seem a little low to me though. There are a lot more rentals in here than the other neighborhood, as 82% of people own their home. The median household income here is just under $115,000, and 23% of families here have children. So here it is on the map, and this neighborhood is directly south of the University of Texas at Dallas campus. You've got Greenwood Hills Elementary School here, Richardson North Junior High School here, and you don't have any parks directly in here, but you can walk just across Waterview. It's not a very busy road, and you can go to Mimosa Park here, which is in the Reservation, which I'll be showing you next. Or if you're willing to cross a busy road, you're not very far from Heights Park. So let's try to find a median looking home here. And actually, there have been no homes sold here in the last 90 days that are at least 3-bed, 2-bath. So we're gonna have to expand our criteria. Okay, I actually had to go back a full 365 days to find a home that sold here above 3-bed, 2-bath. So let's take a look at it. Okay, this one sold for $429,900. It started out at $460,000. It's 4-bed, 3-bath. So far, all we know is it has trees. Okay, it's dated. Pretty surprising. This is the only one that has sold here. I would not have guessed that. Yeah, this thing is dated. So see, this doesn't line up with the article was saying the median price is around like a $325,000. That's definitely low. Not sure where they're getting that info from. This backyard's got some potential. Ooh, got a little koi pond. Okay, so that's it. Let's also take a look at this one that's active. 2,100 square feet, listed at just under $550,000. Okay. Big backyard. Looks to be fully updated. Yep, new windows. Good size master bath. Nice closet as well in there. Yes, this is a good representation. Okay. So there you have it. You could buy that one today around $550,000, 2,100 square feet. Now very quickly, I just want to hop on into the reservation and give you an idea of what some houses here sell like. If you'll remember, down here, this is where we saw those homes in the 300s. Right in here, Greenwood Hills, we had the sale at $425,000, and then right between those two is the reservation. So just looking at some prices, $700, $750, $1.3, $975, $650, and then we've got this one, a new build listed, $2.425. So let's take a look, for example, at this one on Seminole, just over 3,000 square feet, closed for $975, which is $25K over ask. And you can see immediately, like, the streets, nice big spacing, nice big trees. Okay. It's a bit farmhousey. If you're into farmhouses, it's a cool space. Cool. So there you have it. That is what you get in the reservation for $975. And very quickly, here is just a quick drive-through of one of the streets so you can see what it feels like in the reservation. Okay, moving on, we have the number 3 neighborhood, and remember, we're still in Richardson, but this is our last stop in Richardson. This is the Canyon Creek neighborhood. It says here median home value of $458,000. There is no way I would agree with that. 96% of people own in here. It says the median household income here is $150,000. 39% of families have children, but again, I don't agree with this number either. I'll show you why here in a minute. The Canyon Creek neighborhood is huge and basically has 3 areas, and the easiest way to identify them is by elementary school. The most expensive area where you'll see the majority of these huge new builds are going to be on the southeast side of the neighborhood, many overlooking the Prairie Creek Park, and these are zoned to Prairie Creek Elementary. Directly to the west of this area, the homes zoned to Canyon Creek Elementary would be the second most expensive part of the neighborhood. You'll see some of these large new builds, just not as many yet. And the least expensive area of the neighborhood is on the north side, and that area is zoned to Aldridge Elementary, which is actually in Plano ISD instead of Richardson ISD. So looking at the sales in here over the last 6 months, the only place I can think of around that price point is right here just south of the railroad tracks. There's a little pocket where you can find things sometimes in the 300s. Otherwise, you're looking at, for example, 4,400 square feet for 1.5. That's a new build. Let's see this 1.65, 3928 square feet on a large lot, 0.47 acres. Let's take a quick look at that one. Okay. A lot of natural light. Looks like a creek lot. Okay, so let's look at more of the median home. Here's another one, this giant one with 1.29 acres sold for $2.35 million. Let's look, here we go, 540. What can you get for 540, 2387 square feet? Pretty large lot. And this is what you'd get for 540. Pretty original looking condition. I mean, had some paint, yeah. Original kitchen, old fans, original bathrooms, carpets. Yes, so I would say this is a great representation. So you would know if you're wanting something a little more updated, you're for sure going to be above this 540-ish mark. Okay, there's the waterfall, it's in the park. So you can get a dated home here, 2,400 square feet, around 530. But you can see here, this would be Canyon Creek Elementary, and then right over here, this would be Prairie Creek Elementary, right here on Prairie Creek Park, which is just an amazing park that runs the whole span. It has a creek going through it, has a waterfall, it has a trail going around it. It's a great place to walk. And then also within the neighborhood, you have a country club, you have a huge golf course, tennis courts, pool, all the usual country club stuff. So that was our last stop in the Richardson portion of this. Again, if you want to know more about Richardson, just check the 2 videos that I'll link at the end. It'll give you way more info. Now we're moving on to the number 2 best place to raise a family in the DFW area, and this is Southlake. So this is going to be quite a bit different than what I just covered because Southlake is an entire city, and it's very difficult to wrap up an entire city in like a minute. And even though it's the number 2 city on this list, it's actually the number 1 on the best suburbs to raise a family in the DFW area list. It gets an A+ overall, population over 30,000, median home value $723,800. It's certainly a more expensive area than Richardson. You can tell that reflected very quickly here in the median household income of $239,833. You have Carroll ISD schools here, which is one of the top school districts. I actually did another really great video covering the top 10 school districts in Dallas County, as well as how much it costs to live in each one of those, which I'll link that here. So let's just hover over some of these. Here we have 1.5 million, 2.85, 1.2, 1.57, 1.9, 1.8, 1.9. Over here we have 1.6, 1.3, 1.2. So again, their median home price, I don't know where they're getting that from. Let's pick something like, this is on the lower end, 1.248. Almost 3,900 square feet, very large lot, over half an acre. Has a pool. Yeah, look at the size of that lot. Okay. Very tall ceilings. I mean, it's updated, but kind of a very bland update. Not the original condition. Oh, this is what a lot of the neighborhoods look like. Very nice. And a lot of these homes around here are very large. So for the price, let's just see, for example, look, 6778 square feet. Well, this is a 4.25, 8,000 square feet, but 1.57, that's 4889 square feet. So you're gonna be getting a pretty big house over here. How about this one? 6,100 square feet. Here we have a $5 million sale, 10,000 square feet. Let's see if we can find anything under 3,000 square feet. There are exactly 11 homes under 3,000 square feet. Okay, we're gonna look at this house we found under 3,000 square feet, 2,748. It has a 1 acre lot. It's pending. We don't know the sales price, but we know it was last listed at $850. So do not expect something this low because there are almost no homes at this price point. Okay, so this is what you can expect for $850. Under 3,000 square feet, which is rare to find in Southlake. Great lot. Okay, let's move on to Coppell, which is actually rated the number 4 on this list, but it's the number 1 best suburb to live in the DFW area, and I'll actually tell you, it is very hard to get a house in here. Every week I do a weekly update of the hottest and coolest markets of Dallas, and Coppell is very consistently on the top 3 hottest markets in Dallas. Specifically, the 75007 zip code is the number 1 hottest zip code in all of Dallas County out of 84 zip codes. So let's look through here. I mean, it says again, median home value of $431,000. I don't see any way that that's possible. I think it's got to be at least like $700,000 or $800,000. It's got an A in diversity, which I don't think we've seen at any of the other areas we've looked at. They're saying the median household income is $130,000. I'm sorry, but I just don't believe that. Okay, let's take a look at some homes here. And I would say driving through here, it's a pretty similar feel to Southlake, but the houses are a bit less expensive, which is probably why it's so competitive here. Just skimming around, let's see, 815, 755, 600, 465, 860, 785, 735, 735, 1.2, 730. So I don't see any way that their median price point is accurate. I think it's got to be somewhere closer to 700 or 800. This one little guy sold for $465, 1,900 square feet. Let's see. But again, don't count on getting something like this because there's only one of these, and I'm looking at closed sales in the last 6 months. So if you had waited 6 months, one of these would have come on the market and you would have been competing with everybody else who wanted to be at this price point in this area. So you should plan on closer to 700 or 800. It's actually a pretty cool little house. Backs up to commercial, good size lot. Okay, let's look at something in that 700 or 800 range. Let's look at this, 825, 3642 square feet. This is pretty representative of what you're gonna find here. Yes, this is a great representation. Expect something like this. Yep. Probably original condition. Great backyard. And the reason these are in original condition is because they're not that old. They're 1995 build, so they're not quite at the point where you need to update them. Let's take a look at one more. This one is pending, was listed at $997, 4,000 square feet, over a 1/3 acre lot. Very nice. Another great representation of what you'd be getting in the 900s. It's similar to the last one, but it's updated. Okay. It's got a pool. A lot of homes in this area have pools. 3-car garage right by the school. It's great. Okay, I can already tell this video is going to be way longer than I intended it to be, so I'm going to cut it there, but I want to leave you with those videos here about Richardson. And again, if you're looking to make a move in the Dallas area, or if you'd like more info on any of these areas because I had to summarize it so much, just call, text, or shoot me an email. I'd love to connect. My number and everything is down in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.